All right, our next example, x plus 4 squared is equal to 4. So as we solve this equation using the square root property, we want to make sure that we isolate the square term. Well, this square term is x plus 4 squared. This is isolated. Just because we have a plus 4 that's added with the x doesn't mean that this power of 2, this term, is by itself. That's what we want. We definitely will look at some examples where the square term is not by itself. So now we're going to use the square root property. Okay, so using the square root property, we're going to take the square root to both sides of the equation because we want that square root and the exponent of 2 to cancel out. We have x plus 4 is equal to, remember, the square root property states that you have two solutions. Okay, plus or minus. Then take the square root of 4, which is 2. Then we want to solve for x. How are we going to do that? We're going to subtract 4. Now, to make this easy for you, whatever number that you bring over from the left side to the right as we solve, whenever there's a plus or minus symbol, please write that number in front of the plus or minus. Like, for example, we're subtracting 4. This is how we're going to write it. X is equal to negative 4 plus or minus 2. Do not write it after the fact. Not to say that you cannot do that. It's just that it's going to be a lot easier to write it before, make it a lot simpler and easier to read to have that number in front. Now remember, you have two solutions. So this negative 4 plus or minus 2, what this means is negative 4 plus 2 or negative 4 minus 2. So your solutions, negative 4 plus 2, we have negative 2. That is one answer. Negative 4 minus 2, that is negative 6. That's your second solution. So you may have to, whenever you have integers, go ahead and solve it all out. Give me the solution. Our next example, the quantity of 3x plus 1 squared is equal to 12. So what we're going to do is take the square root to both sides. Left hand side, the exponent of 2 and the square root cancels out. We have 3x plus 1 is equal to how many solutions again? 2. So let's write our symbol, plus or minus. Now this is the square root of 12. Can you simplify the square root of 12? Well, yes. Let's break down 12. We have 3 times 4. 3 is prime. Break down 4. 2 and 2. So you're saying the square root of 2 times 2 times 3. Circle your 2's. We're going to bring that out. So here now we have 3x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2 square root of 3. Now all we've done so far is just simplify the square root of 12. We need to solve for x. So to do so, we're going to subtract 1 to both sides. We have 3x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus 2 square root of 3. And then our last step will be to divide by 3. So our solution is negative 1, or x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus 2 square root of 3 all over 3. Okay, so you can write it as one fraction, or if you wanted to. And both of these are the same answer, so don't think one overrides the other. Or we can say negative 1/3 plus or minus 2 square root of 3 over 3. Since the numerator shares a common denominator, we can write this as two separate fractions. It's still the same, solution just written differently.